Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Express News. I am Tanvi Taneja. Coming up in the next half an hour. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a rally in Maharashtra's Dhule city where he slammed the opposition Maha-Aghadi alliance. In Maharashtra's Nashik, Prime Minister Modi said that more than 50 lakh women have been given free gas connections under the Ujjwala Yojana, while over 1.25 crore households in the state have started getting tap water facility. Prime Minister Modi said that about 7 crore people of Maharashtra are getting free ration every month, and more than 26 lakh people of the state have benefited from the PM Awas Yojana, a scheme for affordable housing. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tribute to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj ahead of his election rally in Nashik on Friday. Addressing a political rally in Maharashtra, India's Home Minister Amit Shah firmly declared on Friday that Article 370 is a thing of the past and will not be reinstated. India's President Draupadi Murmu graced the Vigilance Awareness Week 2024 event in New Delhi on Friday. Addressing the event, President Murmu expressed confidence that the government of India's policy of zero tolerance against corruption will eradicate corruption from its roots. Ruckus erupted in Jammu and Kashmir's assembly for the third day as MLAs raised slogans. Baramulla MP Sheikh Abdul Rashid's brother and MLA Khurshid Ahmed Sheikh was marshalled out of the house. India reacted strongly to the reports that Canada blocked Australian news outlet airing External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar's press conference, stating that such actions highlight Canada's hypocrisy towards freedom of speech. Indian Coast Guard Chief Director General S. Paramesh called on Union Home Minister Amit Shah and briefed him about the vital role played by the force in protecting national maritime zones. As the festive season wraps up, Indian Railways is set to run 164 special trains starting Friday to help passengers return to their destinations. The 6th ICC Gems and Jewellery Summit 2024 with the theme Innovate, Elevate, Globalize was held in New Delhi. The Gems and Jewellery Summit has moved from Kolkata to Delhi for the first time. A knowledge report was released by Minister of State for Commerce Jitin Prasad at the Gems and Jewellery Summit. It highlights issues of exports, branding, skill development and access to finance in the sector. Goa's Manohar International Airport welcomed Enter Air's first seasonal charter flights from Poland. Direct flights from Warsaw and Katowice will connect Goa to Poland and enhance tourism. India's oldest think tank, the United Service Institution, kicked off a 2-day Military Heritage Festival of India in New Delhi on Friday. India's Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Manohar Lal, inaugurated the General Pool Residential Accommodation for central government offices in Chandigarh on Friday. The third edition of Joint Military Exercise Austro-Hind commenced at the Foreign Training Node Pune in Maharashtra on Friday. The exercise is conducted alternatively in India and Australia every year. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended warm wishes on the 4th day of Chhath festivities on Friday and remarked that the 4-day rituals will fill citizens with new energy and enthusiasm. On to business news now. State Bank of India on Friday reported that its net profits in the July-September quarter rose 27.9% to 18,331 crore rupees. Benchmark equity indices ended in the red for the second consecutive session on Friday. The 30-share BSE Sensex shed 55 points to settle at 79,486. The Nifty 50 declined 51 points to close at 24,148. The Nifty mid-cap and small-cap indices fell 1.3% and 1.7% respectively. At the forex market, the Indian rupee fell 5 paise to an all-time low of 84 rupees 37 paise against the US dollar in early trade on Friday. Gold futures maturing on December 5th stood at 77,252 rupees per 10 grams at the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures maturing on December 5th stood at 91,640 rupees per kilo at the MCX. Oil prices fell slightly on Friday as the risk of a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico affecting the US oil and gas output declined. Brent crude oil futures fell 53 cents to $75 per barrel. The US Federal Reserve lowered interest rates by 25 basis points on Thursday, marking the second reduction this year and signaling that inflation is coming under control. Asian stocks surged on Friday as investors absorbed the Federal Reserve's cautious interest rate cut message amid expectations of a significant fiscal spending under US President-elect Donald Trump. Nvidia's shares skyrocketed to an all-time high, making it the first company to surpass the $3.6 trillion market value, fueled by Wall Street's rally following Donald Trump's presidential win in the United States. Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg announced that employees furloughed during the 7-week factory workers' strike that would receive lost wage compensation, but the company will proceed with cutting 10% of its global workforce. Russian President Vladimir Putin said that Russia and India's relationship has unique quality of trust. He talked about BrahMos as an example of bilateral cooperation. Russian President Putin was addressing the Valdai Discussion Club in Sochi yesterday, calling India a great nation. He noted that cooperation between Moscow and New Delhi is expanding across all sectors. Russian President Vladimir Putin stressed that Ukraine should be neutral, else it would be used against Russia. He also said that Moscow was ready for talks on a way to end the conflict. At least 25 people were injured in an overnight Russian strike on an apartment block in Kharkiv on Friday. Rescue efforts were underway for inhabitants. Those were trapped. Ukrainian President's Chief of Staff Andrei Yermak accused Russia of deliberately hitting an apartment block. Separately, Kiev's military office said that anti-missile air defenses were operating in the capital. Death toll from a Russian attack on the Ukrainian city of Zaporozhye has doubled to 8, including an infant. Thursday's attack on the industrial hub has also injured 42 people and damaged a hospital. Zaporozhye city has come under increasing Russian aerial bombardments in recent weeks. A Russian drone attack killed 1 and injured 9 in Ukraine's Odessa region. President Volodymyr Zelensky issued a fresh appeal to Kiev's partners to help strengthen its air defenses. The US and the UK said their support for Ukraine remains ironclad. White House said that US will keep surging aid to Ukraine ahead of transfer of power to Trump. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed European leaders and said that it's unacceptable for Europe to offer Kremlin concessions. Donald Trump named campaign manager Susie Wiles as his White House Chief of Staff, signals a seismic shift in policies. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has appointed Ambassador Stephen Mull for Donald Trump's State Department transition, though the State Department has not yet made contact with the Trump transition team. Donald Trump has so far secured 301 electoral votes, while Harris has captured 226. Results from Arizona are awaited. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar addressed the 8th roundtable of ASEAN-India network of think tanks in Singapore. He emphasized the importance of advancing regional connectivity, highlighting some of India's initiatives. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar also met Singapore's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Trade and Industry Gan Kim Yong. Both leaders discussed taking forward contemporary India-Singapore ties. Israeli soccer fans were beaten and injured in a violent clash in Amsterdam overnight. which the Dutch government condemned on Friday as anti-Semitic attacks on Israeli citizens. Dutch police said that they had launched a major investigation into the multiple violent incidents. Amsterdam police on Friday said that 10 people were taken into custody. Japan will elect its new Prime Minister at a special parliamentary session that is expected to begin next Monday. Lawmakers will vote for Prime Minister on the first day of the session, which is slated to last 4 days. Tension continues in Mozambique. A day after the deadly protests over disputed election, thousands protested in Mozambique's capital on Thursday. Security forces responded by firing tear gas and rubber bullets as weeks of post-election unrest continued. Peruvian National Police presented its security strategy for the upcoming APEC summit in Lima. Over 20,000 officers will be deployed for security permanent service. So time for a short break in Express News. We'll be back in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. I'm Tanvi Taneja. You're watching Express News. Let's resume. Weather-related updates now. Hurricane Rafael tore through western Cuba, leaving a trail of destruction and 10 million inhabitants without electricity. Power was restored in some parts of the country on Friday. Over 22% of crude oil production and 9% of natural gas output in the U.S. Gulf of Mexico was shut in response to Hurricane Rafael. Typhoon Yinxing lashed the northern Philippines with violent winds and rain, damaging houses and toppling power lines. Many villagers returned to emergency shelters and disaster response teams were again put on alert as the hurricane tore down trees and infrastructure, causing major destruction in the region. At least 2 people were injured and several structures damaged in the California wildfires spread over 14,000 acres, with at least 800 firefighters assigned to handle the situation. Over 10,000 people were ordered to evacuate from ranches and neighborhoods northwest of Los Angeles as the wildfires swept through, destroying dozens of homes. Rescuers raced to evacuate villagers living around Indonesia's Mount Leotobi Laki as a volcano erupted 8 times, spewing a plume of ash up to 8,000 meters high. The local government has declared a state of emergency and 4 small airports in Flores Island have been closed due to volcanic eruption. Tens of thousands of people in New Mexico were without power since Thursday as the first major winter storm of the season rolled across the northern 2/3 of the state. Due to hazardous driving conditions, New Mexico State Police have closed several roads, including Interstate 25 that links New Mexico, Colorado and Wyoming. The 4-day Hindu festival Chhath Puja concluded today. Devotees honored the sun god and prayed for the health, prosperity and longevity of dear ones. Chhath celebrations reverberate across India and abroad. Indian diaspora in the United States, the United Kingdom and other countries also celebrated the festival. Hundreds of people, including Senegal's president, attend the opening ceremony of Dakar Biennial African Contemporary Art Exhibition. It is also known as Dakar. The Dakar Biennial African Contemporary Art Exhibition underscores the resilience and creativity of African culture. It also celebrates both tradition and innovation in African arts. While Sunflower Chudong-ya Volcano Week kicks off in Gia Lai province of Vietnam, the annual cultural and tourism event attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors from around the globe. While Sunflower Week includes cultural activities, gong performances and the Bahanar community's new rice festival, other highlights include an art performance and mountain climbing contest. Adorable giant panda cubs caught on camera as they enjoyed wrestling with each other at the Chengdu research base of giant panda breeding in southwest China. A keeper tried to separate them as she held the cubs in her arms. The keeper moved them on the wooden platform where basked in sunshine and enjoying fresh air. A 1-month-old southern white rhino calf recently took his first outdoor steps at England's Whipsnade Zoo. The calf enjoyed the first muddy adventure in the 21-acre paddock. With only 17,500 southern white rhinos remaining in the wild, the young calf represents an important step forward for his species. He will also join the European breeding program. Black bear made a sweet escape with Halloween candy in surprising porch visit. This black bear in Avon was caught on video helping itself with a candy stash. The footage showed the bear swiping a basket filled with treats. The bear briefly paused by the steps to sample its haul before grabbing a pumpkin and fleeing the scene. Over 500 dogs were trained for work in the UK's army at a facility in central England. The Ministry of Defence are investing £3.1 million for the canine programme. The courageous canines are trained to detect explosives, arms, drugs and vehicles as part of their military duties. They also act as protectors to their army handlers. Ida Robot, a pioneering humanoid artist, sets a new record in the art world with the sale of her artwork, AI God, at Sotheby's digital art sale. The large-scale portrait of Alan Turing fetched an astonishing $1.32 million. The artwork sale also underscores the growing integration of artificial intelligence in the art market. The sale exceeded its estimated value of $120,000 to $180,000. A diamond-studded necklace thought to be involved in a scandal that led to the execution of the last Queen of France, Marie Antoinette, is up for auctions. It is being sold in Geneva next week. The Georgian-era piece containing 300 carats of diamonds is estimated at around 2 million Swiss francs. However, it is expected to fetch much more. The Aga Khan emerald, an extremely rare 37 carats emerald and diamonds brooch, is set to be auctioned. It can fetch up to $8 million at Christie's auction next week in Geneva. The brooch was a gift from Prince Aga Khan to his bride Nina Daya in 1960. For the second time in 55 years, the Aga Khan emerald will go under hammer at Christie's magnificent jewel sale. French actress Juliette Binoche unveiled the Christmas window displays at Printemps Haussmann department store in Paris on November 7th, kicking off the city's holiday festivities. The store's festive window displays are a yearly tradition that bring visitors to the iconic department store. This year's displays feature marionettes and decorations in a train setting. Ridley Scott directorial Gladiator 2 for release in theatres on November 22nd this year. The epic historical action film stars Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington and Pedro Pascal. International artist Martin Garrix will perform in Mumbai on March 14th next year on the occasion of Holi. The 29th European Union Film Festival kicks off with Italian movie La Camera at Delhi's India Habitat Centre. Bollywood actor Siddharth Malhotra announced his new film titled V Van Force of the Forest. The folk thriller is expected to release in October next year. The makers of the highly anticipated Bollywood thriller drama Game Changer released a new poster featuring actress Kiara Advani. The Indian web series The Magic of Shiri is set for release on November 14th. The series features actor Divyanka Tripathi and Javed Jafre. Akshay Roy's directorial Vijay 69 released today on Netflix. The heartwarming sports drama features Bollywood veteran actor Anupam Kher in the lead role. And in some sporting news now, after yet another top-order collapse, India A managed to end day 2 of the second unofficial test against Australia A with a lead of 11 runs. Haris Rauf and Saeem Ayub star as Pakistan defeated Australia by 9 wickets in the second ODI at the Adelaide Oval to level the series 1-1. Bangladesh's veteran cricketer Mushfiqur Rahim has been ruled out of the ongoing ODI series against Afghanistan. Cricket Australia has appointed Tim Payne as the head coach of the Prime Minister's 11 team for the match against India starting November 30th. Chelsea recorded the biggest Europa Conference League victory as they crushed Armenian side FC Noah by 8-0. Tottenham Hotspur's perfect Europa League start ended as they lost 3-2 at Galatasaray. Diallo's double goal led Manchester United to a 2-0 win over PAOK in the Europa League. Indian chess grandmaster Arjun Ergyasi achieved another remarkable feat as he climbed to number 2 in the live world rankings. India's Kiran George defeated Takuma Obayashi of Japan to enter the men's singles semi-finals of Korea Masters Badminton Tournament. And defending WTA Finals champion Iga Swiatek was eliminated from the season-ending championship after Barbara Krejcikova's win over Coco Gauff. So that's it in this edition of Express News. Do give us your feedback on the news of the day at DD India Live on our different social media handles. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja. From all of us here in New Delhi, thank you for watching. Namaskar.